don't know if Banshee's around. She may be occupied. I know that she's got a few things happening at home with decoration and stuff. So
Yeah, she did say. Oh, she's gonna be on her third 10K today, right? 10 kilometer.
is she doing some kind of like okay?
She's doing a 5 day.
Sounds crazy. Oh, I see. Fair enough. All right. So first things first. I think that the thing that we haven't addressed yet, and it's been probably looming all week, is the weekly rewards from last week. Um, Obviously, there was a bit of an oversight. I just forgot to record data for it, so I guess we need to decide what's the best course of action from here and how we would distribute those gifts or rewards. And I am looking for input because I don't actually have a decent concept or idea that will be fairest for everyone.
Well, I don't have an idea for how we should distribute them, but I have an idea on how to avoid something like this from happening again.
Let's do it.
So, I was thinking that someone would be assigned to this, or that someone, like during the week, propose themselves to record 4 hours in advance, so we would have a backup. And if you were to forget on recording it before it resets, well, we could just look at the backup and be like, well, sorry guys, we forgot. But at least we have a backup, so we'll go on to that to distribute the rewards. And all we really need to do is, like in the R4 or 5 chat, we could just say, I'll record it 4 hours before it resets and sends the screenshots to you or in the group chat. So something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great idea. Like, even if people, it doesn't matter who does it, even if like several people just post it in leadership chat screenshots of the top 20, then that would be really helpful. Obviously, it would be even better if we could designate someone if someone would like to do that. And all it require you to do is just screenshot at whatever time. It doesn't have to be 4 hours before. Just at some point, just a screenshot the top 20 for each leaderboard.
Yeah, like the 4 hours is just an idea. Pretty much like what I do for RZT. I just try, to give myself some time so I can actually take a look. And in the last 4 hours, like I wouldn't be scared to forget to like switch people up if I needed to.
Yeah, I think that's a good priority system. Anyone else got any other suggestions?
Only about how to give the rewards. Is it 20 rewards normally?
So the
Yeah.
yes, when I collect the data, it's usually top 20 on the
Well,
leaderboard.
I just do top 40 and say it's a bonus, seeing as we forgot. To make it less difficult and easier to just distribute.
I didn't catch the first part of
Yeah.
that. What was it, Phoenix?
I said at the end of this week, when you'd normally do them, just do the top 40, so it's easier to distribute.
Yeah, that was kind of like what I was thinking. The only thing is, like, we have to accept that we'll never get those slogs back, and the people that did work hard that week kind of did get screwed. But doing the top 40 does kind of give back to the whole clan as a whole. If we wanted to, we could even make an announcement and pay that gear the next week. I mean, pay this gear out this week and then pay that gear, do a top 40 next week, just so everybody's in the know. Or just pay the 40 out, open to suggestions and feedback for sure. We need to hear from everybody, even if you think it's not a good idea, share it.
Yeah, I could do top 40 people, it would still be allocated based on the top 20 leaderboards. So hopefully there's 40 people within the top 20 of each leaderboard, if that makes sense. Just the way that the sheet has been set up, I can't record top 40 of each leaderboard.
Mm-hmm.
But you can
We could
take,
do
if it
that.
does do 40, you could take screenshots. You could do the first 20, screenshot that, and then change the names to the next 20.
Yeah, we could. I guess we could just do the 20, and then so you do 1 through 20, and then you do 20 through 40, two separate. You basically just catch up
Yes.
what we didn't do last week, but then just reflect that.
Yeah, just to caveat that, basically, obviously, top 20 get 20 DKP points, so we don't have a point allocation system once you go beyond.
No. So we know that. So what we would do is just essentially imagine that 20 through 40 are 1 through 20.
All right, I see. Yeah. We can do it and see if there's any overlap.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would think we would just pay the 1 through 20, and then we'll just look at 21 through 40, and then we'll just put them in as if they were the top 20 that week.
We can put them all in at that point. If we do it, we take a screen, we put the top 20 in, and then do the next 20 to 40, and then add them and sort them through and see if there's any overlap.
All right, sounds like a plan of action.
What we'll do in which case, then we'll have to distribute. Just thinking. Yeah, it'll be level 6 ranch, level 7 school. Yeah, we'll figure out. I'll just have to choose the correct ones to distribute. And then we'll do an announcement at the same time.
Sounds good.
Because I'm pretty sure people are waiting for rewards that didn't realize that I fucked it up. Okay, so top 40 this week. Combine both rewards from previous. By doing so, we're going to need to wait until Monday before we get the next weekly reward allocated before we can distribute those.
Right.
Well, if you tell people now, they have a chance to push themselves more.
Yeah, for sure. So we will definitely announce it and then just tell people that this is the situation. And then we can kind of show them what's up for grabs.
All right, I'll start drumming it up right now while we're talking.
But then the question is it too early? Is it premature to record that now?
Yeah, we wouldn't want to record anything now. We would just record at the same time. Just let everybody know that the top 40 will be recorded this week and deviated that week to account for this mishap.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. Okay. So Hunter said that you're going to be away for RZ, or you're going to be not as available this time around. You may need some assistance regarding RZT this weekend.
Who's going?
This weekend I'll be working, so I won't be able to be there for the voice chat. And to switch people up, I'll have to rely on the people in game that are online. So
Okay, I can take over that, so Hunter, if you want to do like a powwow.
Of them to show up. Yeah, I could explain to you like what I do in a voice chat after after this one.
Yeah.
Like it's not complicated. It's just like no, I just need time to explain to you how I do things.
Perfect.
But yeah, I don't expect any of them to show up. Honestly, they didn't show up for both RZTs last weekend. I took a quick look at the other clans, for RZT, there's only 3 clans who had 20 plus people. There was Evo, us, and another clan that I forgot the name, but that's all. All the rest had like around 15 players. So I don't know what to expect for like when we'll be in the tournament. Like it's good to know that they don't all show up, but at the same time, we can't really be 100% sure that it's gonna stay like this.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't know what is going to happen.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah. For RZT, thought that I not that much available for next weekend. That lands, it's fine. So Tails, it's looking good. I was thinking of doing hospital maybe next week or the one after that. I'll check with KK, but it's probably just gonna be like once to like start unlocking the shop mainly.
Yeah,
Because
it makes sense.
I remember like people saying like, oh, I would like to buy stuff from it, and I think you saw it too, Sully.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I was thinking of doing it like only once, and like maybe doing hospital, prison, and just seeing how far we can go like this. I know we're not gonna do hell on the hospital. Nightmare 2, I think it's out of the question for now. But if
Yeah.
people can just buy maybe the first 2, if they are happy with this, well, that's good. But we're still gonna focus on prison for sure.
Yeah, it makes sense because everyone needs the LRTs and they still need the combat medals
Mm-hmm.
that come in tandem with that.
Yeah.
Anyone's got any suggestions regarding Tails and that? Are they quite happy with that direction?
AK, do you have any input on this? Or do you agree with me?
She's lagging.
Sorry,
Agree.
Dag. I agree.
Okay. Okay, so we've got a bit of a strange situation. We all know that Evo 4 and what was Wars is now FAM have merged together. What that means for us is nothing much really for us has personally changed. So we're still doing our thing. We're still going for our comms. I can see that Xlu has started building what would have been Evo 4's community. And we're just in the midst of trying to understand what the situation is. Supposedly Wars is or FAM is going to be sharing comms, Baby Wars, I'm not really too sure. Potentially. But we will see what the situation is. Evo has taken it upon themselves to claim Evo 4's school. Just mainly because they don't want to settle for second for mid-season rewards. So there's something going on there. The War Devils, which is above us, Lucifer has reached out to me to ask if we could set up some form of merit farming.
Mm-hmm.
And he also marked on the map a potential location. I don't know if people are in game right now. I'm just gonna mark it. A new clan tag called merit farming, and I'm gonna put it in the leadership in-game chat, R4, R5 chat.
Broben, do you think you could show us that?
Show.
You're streaming right now, and I think everyone's watching your screen.
Yes. What would you guys like to see?
Yes,
In-game.
please.
I was finishing up that post. I kind of need a little bit of help here. What do you guys want to see?
The in-game. Or I could stream. Yeah, just in-game.
I'm in game right now. You guys can see it, right? Oh, I know.
No,
to
we are
see the
seeing
My
your
apologies. Okay, got it.
paint.
Sharing screen. Stopping screen. Sharing again. Screen. Okay. You guys can see a game?
Yes.
So added a new clan tag called Merit Farming, which is going to be north of there. If you zoom out a bit, so Lucifer is proposing that he builds to that, and then we build slightly.
Mhm.
It's a bit of a distance for them, but it's far enough away for them not to get any funny ideas about Com9. Not that they would, or not do I believe that they would either.
Well, if they would go against us, it's not gonna be pretty.
I mean, I can't see it happening, honestly, but yeah, it would be very interesting.
What's the prosperity needed to build in the Com9 territory?
That is a very interesting question.
Because if they don't have enough to even build there, we won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that is true. Let me have a look. I'm sure I have it somewhere.
I think. Robin, could you click on battles?
On battles?
Yeah, battles, top right. Season. Map. And I think. No, view. Mm, I'm sure it's somewhere over there.
So it looks a bit different on this S1 map, but
If you click view.
it might be 3K.
No. 3K? I'm pretty sure they'll have 3K. Yeah, I'll log online and try to check. Map.
Are you on Discord?
Hmm. Doesn't say.
That's from season 1, this example I've got.
Yeah, it should be the same, I think.
It just looks a bit funny because of where the comms are, because it's the S1.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the plan. Also, we need to head for our other comms as well. So we need to. We're still building towards Com 7. So our objective is to try and hopefully get to Com 7 and maybe get to Com 6 by mid-season, which I think is achievable. We should be able to capture 2 more. I don't think we're going to be able to get to the furthest Com 6. That doesn't seem achievable. So I don't know when we should set up the merit farming. Like, it would be obviously worth setting up as soon as. But I'm just trying to. I'm kind of torn between prioritizing comms over merit farming, but I think comms should be more prioritized, right?
Yeah, maybe after mid-season?
Yeah, we definitely
Like,
need to
once
secure those
mid-season
comms.
happen.
But, I mean, like, merit farming isn't like an easy task yet. We haven't really done a lot of the testing I think required to get the maximum benefit out of that, unless like I think we have to kind of prepare for that. Are we doing T1s, tier 2s? You know.
I think like the idea and the most ideal way of doing it is to do it after lines we cross, because then you've got the healing buff as well.
Yeah, that's a really smart.
And what would be even more interesting is if that we could pop the 4-hour region buff, whether it is the chief, whatever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
and that will double up the healing.
Let's check it out.
The healing speed up.
Yeah,
that one.
100%. With what
So that,
on top of tier 1s? I mean, tier 1s are cheap. I'm not sure if that's the strat still, but it'll be cheap regardless at that point.
Yeah, I guess it depends. It's like because you have to look at like points returned and see if it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of cost of stamina for that as well. So that would be the idea. So right now we've obviously we finally connected to Com9, which now we can chill out, relax. Now we need to start heading towards Com7. And then after Com7 we need to go towards the other Com6, but we're gonna do it from the extension of an existing outpost that we have already.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is currently the closest route. So if you go back to the map,
Oops.
you can zoom out.
I was.
So obviously you can see where you are right now. To the left of there is the Com7, the school that we need to go to. And then if you go top, the left Com6, the one in the middle, that one's closest to the top right of that outpost, right there. Yeah, that line is the shortest line that we have to our disposal. So extending from there is probably our only it's going to be our shortest option, but I don't know. Need to calculate how many outposts those two objectives are going to take us to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously we built extra outposts to accommodate for just extra camps at some at points.
Yeah. We got some stuff we can clean up here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5,
So even if you
6.
zoom in to the top and just go closer so we can have a look, we can kind of have a look at the idea. So that top left one by the com is an extension to connect to another potential camp. So that one you could probably, technically leave. The one which is top and bottom, those ones have an opportunity. The one above has the opportunity to connect to 3 more. And then the one on the south is connection to 2 more potentially. But the ones on the right, which are just, they don't have any like prospects, so to speak. So they can probably go. Not right now, but obviously like we probably won't need them. What I do want to clean up is that like if we look at our current Com7.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, so what's interesting now is we can make use of the fact that it is now connected to us. So technically it's an outpost. So we can remodel it so that we can delete a few. We can kind of like make use of things. It's hard to explain what I mean, but
we would delete this and this.
you could essentially delete them both and then just connect the school.
Mm-hmm.
And you could probably even make it even like more efficient, but we just got to take into consideration like clan points invested and things like that to make that worth.
Yeah, cause this we could restructure this.
Yeah. Like getting those 2 camps would be most beneficial if you would just restructure the outpost from the Com7. up to those two camps.
Yeah.
Are you able to repurpose these at some point, or do you keep these within the?
So what's interesting is maybe I'll just screen my screen because it will be easier to show and demonstrate.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and close mine down.
So essentially, this is kind of like where we are. So I guess we have options to build. Is that right? We get the right size. So right now, these three here are like kind of optimal, but like optimal distances away. If we're going to merit farm in the future, then obviously this is going to be an option there. We probably won't build like that, but that's probably like 3 outposts. These ones could be reconnected in a different way because this distance isn't optimal here. This isn't going to be to scale, but the idea is there. This is terrible, but yeah, this is kind of like the concept there. Because right now, we're connected here. So we can use this as an actual outpost now that acts as an outpost.
Yeah, and I guess you could also is it possible that you could beeline to it and save outposts, or is that's probably like the fastest route, just the way that works, the distance. There's no like extra outpost there, is there?
So how do you mean?
Just in terms of if we really need to scrounge for outposts at some point, like on our other ends, like towards those other communities that we're talking about on the back end, and our Clem base 2 right now.
So what's interesting is if you build like this in a straight line,
Mm-hmm.
and if you build like this,
Mm-hmm.
that's the exact same distance. That distance is exactly the same from left to right.
You still need an orientation of the direction, though. Like at some point, you'll veer off away from an objective. So, like if you were to take to the extreme instead of going up, down, and just went all fully diagonal in an opposite direction, you always have to be building towards a goal in mind, even though it's the same distance, because you could, build further. Similar to that down angle, it looks like, but I'm probably just not seeing it right.
So originally, what should have happened like here, this outpost. Let me just get another screen capture. What would have been more efficient would have been that I think we stopped. Where did we happen? I think it was from here. This should have continued down this direction.
Mm-hmm.
That's what originally should have happened from here.
Mm-hmm.
This was just that was that original intention without looking at this path.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this is a direct route, but at the same time, unfortunately, you miss out on this. And even though this may look visually more efficient, this is exactly the same distance.
Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, yeah, I think I'm starting to see it.
And the thing is obviously when you build, you can't look at it like this.
You just have to look at like an XY axis, right? Like it's just
it's an XY axis.
Like anytime you go like east or west or north or south, like that's the direction you're heading, regardless.
Exactly. Yeah. So every time you go left and right, it's very important that you connect on that side, like the right side or the left side. Or if you're going up and down, you go on the top side or the bottom.
Right.
It's really important that you connect to these exact corners. Like these corners are so vital because each corner is one tile, and one tile over a duration adds up. That would have been the difference between connecting to this and not connecting to this.
Mm-hmm.
So when I calculated this route, I had to make sure that when I tried to go for these extra camps, that this was exact, that this would touch, in order to make this objective achievable. Because if I couldn't do this, then I wouldn't go for these.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that, like, the original plan, it would have been just off one anyway,
Mm-hmm.
one tile. So it would have cost the same amount of outposts. Because you can see here, I don't make this optimal, right?
Yeah, which doesn't need to, right? That's just extra distance there at that point.
Yeah.
So you're just kind of
Because
pulling it
I had
back.
that much gap.
Mm-hmm.
I had that much wiggle room. Because I had to use this outpost anyway, regardless. So I just had to make sure that I counted enough spots to accommodate just for this one spot. So I had wiggle room. Which is why this is obviously achievable.
Mm-hmm.
So it's even like, if we look at this, obviously this isn't going to be to scale, but we have, this is going to be an interesting one. I'm not sure how best to approach this little scenario. This is a bit of an interesting one for building. You have the option to connect to the bottom or to the top, and this is the kind of like the real minor detail. So that one tile, you need to count whether or not that one tile on the left is going to compromise going an extra outpost to touch the school or not in the long run. But the idea is to make sure that you touch this and allow prospect for this later on.
Mm-hmm. Within ideally one outpost.
Yeah. So you want to try to do it, yeah, ideally within one outpost if possible.
So you'd have to hit those corners real hard on that. Just leave that option open.
Yeah. And it's so vital whether or not we go top side or bottom side or left side. It makes a huge difference because that's one tile away from making it or not. And then we can try and see if it's possible to increase these prospects later. So we can either go like this, maybe go from the left side here, maybe even go down here.
Yeah, you could
down
go
here.
as far down as possible on that. You're still going the right distance. You just want to get as close as you can to that.
And then it doesn't really matter how you get to the school at this point.
Yep.
If I may, I think the best course of action would be to go get that one camp with the white cross on it and get the camp on the left.
This one.
Yeah.
So you think it's better to commit to it?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we can make it to the school. Like you don't have to go like to the extreme when getting that one camp. You can start going back towards the school.
Well, with this current build, you kind of have options. You know, and you're saving it for a later date. Whereas the other one, if you build more towards, the
Yeah, if
bottom,
you
you're going to kind of
get
almost eliminate those as
Are you
options.
committing here? Or are you committing here?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to commit here, then we can go for the straight route, I guess.
Yeah, but once you get the camp, you can go back more on top, you know?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So
Yeah.
like that, but then it would just be like this, right?
Yeah, like now you can go back to going up and down. So as soon as you get the camp, we can go back on track.
I guess
We
you
go
just
to
have to
this
see
one.
the difference of outposts, right? Like how many would option A cost outposts versus option B?
Yeah, it's things that we need to check for, but personally, in my opinion, I think this would be maybe the best course of action.
Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Because the distance isn't really going to change. This isn't to scale, so this is just an idea, right? So So it's exactly the same. Well, if it was to scale per se. We know that outpost 9 is going to be essentially there's going to be an overshot, right? It's going to overshoot. I guess the difference
Currently,
is
we have 76 out of 100 outposts done.
yeah. So I guess we can even look at it like this. So to really look at it on a grand scale. So this is connecting on the left side, as you can see. This is the very left side of it.
Mhm.
I guess actually what would be interesting, actually, if I were to go in a straight line, because this will give me an idea of whether or not I have wiggle room, right? So that'd be 1. That's 2. I look at it from this as 25. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That is 6. That is 7. Okay, so it's 7 outposts. Okay, and then so that's
Well,
7.
it's 8 outposts.
Yeah, so I need to
To
know it's
actually
8, but
connect.
I also need to know how many extra additional I have. So that's 8. So then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles that I can play around with to the left. So there's 8 outposts with 5 tiles to the left of wiggle room. Then I can easily do this. This is 1 tile that I sacrifice. And the reason you go to the bottom side is to get closer to this camp. And then that'll be 2. The question is how high or low you go to this. If we're going to try and maximize prospects, either we commit to one side or we commit to the other side to increase.
Are you
this.
desperate for them level camps? Or is there higher level camps further in that we're close to use outposts for?
I guess that the thing is direction is left, right? So we have these
Mhm.
options here. So if
Yeah.
it's not going to compromise anything, we might as well try and get them along the way.
Right, but you were talking about building so you're 1 outpost away. Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure I'm following.
Why waste a build to do that if there's higher level camps that you could get 1 outpost away? Make sense?
Wasting, as in like what, over here or something, is what you're saying?
Well, yeah. If there's higher level camps to get, they're a lot better than lower levels.
Well, for rewards, yes, but for season prosperity, it's all the same.
Well, yeah, but we want rewards.
Yeah, I mean, essentially we're not really compromising anything, right? Because we still have to go and we still have to spend X amount of resources to get there.
No, I know, I'm just saying about doing your build plan.
Mhm.
Instead of complicating it for yourself, look to see if there's camps that you can get to the higher level with 1 outpost, rather
Yeah, I
than
mean,
trying to build that way to get them for lower levels. Does that make sense?
So
yeah, I
what's
think
happening
like
is it's a straight line. So it is going to be 7 outposts from right to left here to that comm. Now you can
Okay,
build that up
okay.
and down and pick up survivor camps along the way, and it won't change the amount of outposts that are being built. So it's just about
Yeah, I
how
know
to
that.
get that
I'm
build.
just saying about how you're building. You talk about building different ways to try and get to 1 outpost away, but are you really going to go for them camps that are 1 outpost away, or are you going to go for higher level camps that are 1 outpost away?
Oh, in the situation where we have to choose, right? Like this is like these are prosperity, like these are like prospects, right, for future. So that
Yeah,
because obviously we're gonna want camps throughout the whole season, right?
yeah.
So rather than rebuilding everything just to get a camp, if I already kind of set a structure so that we can just do what we did here and just build one outpost
Yeah.
a day like this, then it will benefit us in the long run because then we don't have to rebuild this to make that happen.
Okay. Have we
So if
got
we
that
just
for the higher levels, or are we only doing it for the low levels?
essentially we should have been doing this throughout, right?
Yeah.
The thing is obviously like just due to understanding like the best way to build and obviously give an experience as well to the builders to kind of like look at different things because obviously they needed experience and we've not really had a discussion like this really to this level of detail. I mean this is obviously a high level camp that you'd be on about, right? This would be
Yeah.
a no-brainer.
Yeah, this
But
is a
obviously
no-brainer. It's 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Once we
That's what I
get
mean.
that
You're
gun.
not going to sacrifice going for that by
of course not.
building an outpost to get a low level, is what I mean.
No, of course not. We wouldn't sacrifice unless it had reason. The only thing I would wait for, unless we really want to go for it really now, but it costs too many outposts. That would be one.
Oh,
Two.
yeah, no, wait till we've got the com.
Yeah, I'd wait
Yeah.
until we get the com and then we build off of it.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
like we're going for com 10 anyway.
That is true. But doesn't mean that we can't build towards the camps that we did. Remember, like the
Mhm.
these camps are, you know, juicy camps. These are.
Yeah.
So we will still try our best to probably build and capture the camps. There seems
You
to be
can
more
also do
camps
them
around.
after season.
Yeah,
Depending
I
on
guess
how
so.
long we have between seasons, we could rip everything up and build just to collect more camps for more rewards.
Yeah, that would be an option for sure. But it's just like trying to like like you say, we want to try and maximize. There's a lot of these camps. There's so many camps. It's just I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah, they definitely put more on than they used to.
I mean, essentially, what we want is a sustainable, like, you know, 2 camps a day if possible. It's getting to the point where that's not quite so possible. We're running out of camps. But we've
For
done a
now.
decent job, I think, in maintaining camps on a daily.
Yeah.
Obviously, we need to know, like, it's even building here, right? Like, building here isn't really. This is the shortest route, but then this would be better because there's more camps along the way.
Hmm.
So it's just trying to make a choice, right? And these things, this entire like section, like obviously we want it for prosperity, but essentially we're not going to need them for prosperity at a later date. It would be good to, you know, if we could go in. I mean, we could probably even we could just move this honestly, and come in a straight line.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because this is just, I don't know, this is just like you get what
After
I'm saying, right?
rankings are settled, you remove everything and just get camps.
Yeah, essentially. Obviously, we need if we're going to go for camps, we're going to still need to maintain a level of prosperity to remain. I don't know, like if we got like a target area, right?
Yeah.
Then we need enough prosperity for this target area, depending on what it is that you know we're trying to
Yeah.
Well,
achieve.
as soon as we have the com 9, we'll have enough prosperity, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, we didn't have that luxury in season 1, so hopefully this time around we'll have that luxury.
Mm-hmm.
And we have way more higher level comms this time around as well, so that should maintain. Like essentially, we could probably just maintain like these 4 comms, and that should be enough, really, right?
Yeah.
Like
Like,
obviously, once season and you know, like these school 7s and stuff, that should be enough. And then we should be able to go to the rest of the map and collect camps and stuff. There's just so many juicy camps. Obviously, our target area will be towards the center because obviously the high level camps are there.
mm-hmm.
But it would be good to get these because of first time occupation. And obviously to maintain them as long as possible because of the weeklies and, you know, growth and heroic rewards for everyone. So that's the other thing.
But at the same time, the season end rewards, it's still like 500 points for owning a Com6, I think. Let me check.
Yeah, it's like for every 10 camps,
Yeah.
right, is one Com6, isn't that right? Something like that.
Yeah, we would need to compensate for uh, the amount of Com6 that we would just like separate ourselves with.
Mm-hmm. It looks like we'd gain a lot cutting out that section, like Sylvian said, though. A lot of camps.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if we could just go like this
Yeah.
and like this, maybe
Mm-hmm.
like this. I don't know. This is a bit of a stretch, this one. But you know, obviously, if we can get that stretch, then obviously it's like this. And even this, I don't know if this is the better route. If we're gonna do this, like either this way, or do we go like this? I don't know what. This looks like a hub, really, to extend. I mean, this. I don't know. There's probably a better place to put this land base
Yeah.
now that we have the prosperity.
Absolutely.
It's like I don't know if we, divide and conquer and go here, like the sun. It looks like a sun, but
What would be the quickest route? You know, I mean, and the most efficient route, like hitting all our criterias for it. Maybe it would be in the center there, like a little spider web, or the sun.
so I don't know. I mean, it's an option, right?
Yeah, the only thing is,
I mean, there's no way we're going to be able to read or build all of this. It's just not going to happen, I don't think.
no.
That's the reality of it.
I'm sure we could fix the top part.
Like this bit, we could probably, yeah, we could fix this,
Mm-hmm.
and then it would just be a matter of,
Well, we don't have to necessarily travel to those Com6s either. We could rebuild that clan base, and then still build like a separate
we need something to connect.
section, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we need to connect something. I mean, this clan base could be maybe the hub for this.
Yeah.
I just feel like this is such a stretch, though. I just feel like this distance is so far
Mm-hmm.
just for a Com6.
I guess what are the alternatives then to that? Because if we're cutting out that upper section, it's just basically replicating it on the south side.
Yeah. The only thing is this option here to cut the majority of this out, and then to extend from here to here, and then we may have the outpost to get here, because I think, well, actually, would we go from here to here? Would that be shorter than this?
It looks shorter for sure.
So then we just cut this out, and then we could probably just, because this is a lot of outposts here,
Mm-hmm.
and then
The one thing is, if we do remove that clan base, we're gonna have to build clan base 2 again, which takes a few days.
yeah. So otherwise, then the third option then will be leave that intact, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we're just gonna have to and just leave this intact, so the base stays, and then we can just go like, actually, do we go? Yes, we still have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not like that, but like this. I mean,
Yeah.
that looks like it's doable.
Yeah, this, in my opinion, looks the most doable thing. Of course, for future seasons, we need a better placement for our first base.
Yeah, we just need to set. But the thing is like what messed us up is that 68 decided to fold, or that just collapsed. That wasn't ever part of the plan.
Yeah.
Like if we knew that we was going to take this section of pie, then we would have made a better placement. I'm pretty sure.
Like pretty much where that purple line starts to get to the com6.
I
We would
think
have just built like towards the 2com6 to the bottom and the 2com6 to the top.
I think
Without
this was
all
where
that mess.
yeah, I think this is where the border started. Though. I think this is the border here,
Mm.
like the original, like the starting border. So I'm pretty sure that we was very close to the border when we built this clan base.
Right. Where is the closest com7? Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
if
of
you zoom
course we
out,
didn't know, but
you can check it.
yeah,
Go on to
I'm checking it.
resources. You see where this is the border?
Yeah.
That is the border right there.
Yeah, we couldn't know, but for future seasons, like it's just gonna be us. Like there's no more Order 68. But like it's gonna be coalitions, so it's gonna be different. But we can, I'm sure we can place our base in the future in a better spot.
Yeah, I think maybe we should have a conversation like this prior to the season opening, like maybe during Rise of
Mhm.
Tensions or something, so that we can all be on the same page. I think the lack of knowledge this time round was that we weren't all on the same page.
Mhm.
So when obviously Broben, when you was getting asked questions about build, you didn't have a clue because you wasn't
Yeah.
privy to the information. But this, yeah, this could be a potential plan. I could post this for now.
Yeah, during Rise of Tension should be our prep week. It's like downtime prep, and
Mhm.
that'll be a good time to do that. We execute like a season 3 map, so on. Be good practice.
Yeah. Of course, with the next season comes coalitions, so this will be a talk for another time.
Yeah, it will be, and it's trying to get the other leaders to have some kind of plan ahead of time so that we can plan ahead. Because
Mhm.
it's so hard to plan when they just refuse to give us any like answer. They I don't understand. They seem to think that like having things allocated is just too boring and people quit the game. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I think having like a general idea of what should be done is better than no idea.
That's what I'm saying. But they don't
It's
like.
like
I don't
you
know how
start
to draw
this
the
the
line.
next season, and two clans build their clan base in like almost the same place.
Oh look, Evo started building. Here we go.
Ah, first time.
There we go. Interesting.
Yeah, that you take the fun out of it if you can't close your eyes and drop your clan base. So
Yeah.
that's quite nice. Looks pretty well
Yeah.
built.
What's that?
Looks like
What these guys?
yeah, red.
I mean, that is Evo and Evo 3 connected, so that they look like one clan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks big. I was like earlier, how many outposts do they have left? Because those two clans together, it looks like everything is used.
I think it's interesting though the fact that if 666 wasn't here, right?
Hmm.
Like, how many active clans would there be in this season? Like, how much of this map would actually be captured?
Well, if 666 wasn't there, like, well, if we didn't like flood 666, I think one clan per per
Yeah, it would have been
region.
one clan per season, right?
Yeah, not per region, not per season.
Per region, sorry, yeah.
So 1 to 2 clans. Like that's pretty much what happens with all the other servers. Of course, after season 2, I do expect that we get merged. So we won't have the 666 number anymore.
No, it'll be a different one. It'll be like
But
20 something something something.
yeah, 201 something something. We're still gonna be like 666 in our hearts and minds. And the people that will get merged to us will follow us or get broken down if they like are the type of people that are just tyrants. There's a rally, like something in the way, so you can place it there.
Oh yeah, there's Siren.
Yeah.
So it'd be here, be there. Be here. And then is that one outpost away? That is pure. That's actually perfect. So if you go
Oh,
down one,
we will merge. Like pretty much every servers get merged after season 2. After that, it might be relocations. So when season 3 ends, it's gonna be interesting.
okay, that's perfect. I can. Yeah.
How many days, KK? Yeah. So you should like receive a mail in game eventually that will let you know like, yeah, there's like relocations happening in X amount of time. So yeah.
I think it was a pretty
Yeah,
good
no,
building session. Is there anything else that needs to be mentioned, like that we didn't get on topic about?
let's have a look.
Well, I can talk about clan tech. So I think our current goal is to max out build together and research together. Uh, is that still what we're trying for?
Yeah, so we want to max out build and research together,
Mm-hmm.
and then afterwards we go back to battles, basically.
Yeah.
Finish this
So
off.
we do build together, research together. We don't go any further down below.
Correct.
We might
Yeah.
have to do research higher up, such as raid locks, to be able to continue further into build together and research together. Other than that, it's pretty much as far as we'll go for now. Auxiliary will have to finish it eventually, but as Toddy said, going to battles after we finish research and construct together is what the plan is.
Yeah, we don't really need these speedy rallies when it comes to battles. I don't feel
Yeah,
like we do, do we?
what
I
I
was gonna.
think we should do is obviously max out the attack, then focus on those 3.
Yeah,
And
but then
when we get blocked, because we need like the speedy rally higher up, we can do it 1 level and continue after that.
I mean, we can even move on to health afterwards.
Mm.
Like we could do this as high as we can get it, right? And then we can go down to health.
And
we
then
can
go
go back
speedy rally
to
like
unlock
1 level and
whatever. Yeah, whatever's needed in order to unlock this next like threshold.
yeah. Well, sounds good to me.
I mean, it's a long journey at that point, but yeah, that's kind of the plan. I know people want Avengers Rage. There's just going to be too unrealistic to get too much of, I feel.
Well, we got one level of it. I think that's better than nothing. With one level, it gives a small bonus, but it's still like a good bonus, and we can focus on the rest. So the other clans are currently working, on getting their battle stats higher.
Whatever you say.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, most of the other clans are working on battles at the end of the day. We want to do development just purely for the fact that we're going to be researching forever and we're going to be building for the most part for a long time. So we're just trying to promote everyone's growth as much as we can.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't think there's anything else. We've done building. We kind of went through weekly rewards. We done kind of spoke about mid-season. Like realistically speaking, we're probably going to be top 3. The only people we have to watch out for is Xlu, but I can't see them having enough prospects in order to gain more prosperity because Com9 doesn't open before the mid-season rewards are achieved. So which is why I want to try and get this school as soon as possible to give us another 1k and potentially this Com6 if possible. So if we can get like another 1.5k based on what we have currently, it would put us in a very interesting space.
Yeah, KK, I'll talk to you about it. Something else. Was there a plan to set a minimum amount of like rallies to do weekly?
We've discussed this. This is mainly to kind of like log activity. We're getting to that point where I'm trying to reach out on a one-to-one basis, obviously with the help of Banshee as well, just to see where people are because, as much as we want to min-max as well, we also need to consider people's personal circumstances as well. To try and accommodate for some of that and be like, true to the community aspect of what we're trying to achieve as well. But
well, if there's like people who have 0 rally weekly, they should be spoken to, I believe.
We need to
just know like if there's something going on.
Exactly.
Because there's quite a few of them.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Like Captain Circle, I know he's got some in real life stuff. I know Asmodeus is also suffering. Not suffering. He's got some in real life stuff he's got to deal with. I haven't spoken to Shishi, so I need to reach out. Dweeb, I haven't spoken to. Secret Agent has already told me that basically, she only really comes on just to come and help us build. So she sees like a Discord ping. She'll log in and build.
Well, if they, let us know that they do something like this, or they won't be as available as much as before, I think it's fine. But for the others, we could start with like 10 rallies weekly. If you don't, we're just gonna ask you like if everything is okay. Maybe something like this, like something small, just so we know like okay, we can really identify the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, it's definitely like something that we have mulled over, and we're trying to like obviously set the bar very low. Because we was just thinking, even maybe just going as little as 10, because 0 shouldn't be acceptable really in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. If I look at donations, if there's people at 0, it's there's
I mean,
a few people at 0.
Yeah, that just means they don't log on, right? Like at that point, because that's just clicking like 20 times, like for your free donations.
Yeah, it's not like rallies where you have to get at least one person with you. This you can do it by yourself. So 0's like It should be at minimum, like, I think it's 600 points per donations.
I was just trying to like. I think me and Brobben wanted to do like a what would be the bare minimum, right,
Hmm.
on a daily
Well,
basis.
at least not 0, I believe.
So 600. So that's 6,000. That's like 1,200. I mean, there's like there's a potential of 40 free donations per day, right?
Right. In a
Because
24-hour
it's half
period.
an hour per refresh.
Yeah,
So
it's
every hour
600
you get
points per donations.
So 12 hours you get 10 donations, and then 24 hours you get 20 donations. Wait,
No, it's double.
I got that wrong. Sorry. But in total you can get 40 per day.
Mm-hmm.
So would you then times this by 40?
Yeah, or even rubies. But if they don't donate, they're already maxed out. So
Yeah. I also like the idea of the 100 gem donations. It's the 20 clicks times 5 gems. Like 100 gems, comes from your daily missions. It comes from doing survivor camps. I mean, 100 gems is
Absolutely.
like I feel like is a bare minimum standard. I don't know how everybody else feels about that, but I mean, it doesn't seem like a tall ask, and it would be very good for the clan overall.
It's like 40 donations per day minimum, really, right?
yeah. But I can tell you why I don't always donate the 5 rubies. I because of LOS, my rupees are low
No,
because
no.
I teleport a lot.
Oh,
And now with the matchmaking, well, obviously I won't participate as much.
God damn.
Well, I got matched with like 20 tunnel 22. I'm tunnel 20. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
We could table that if you want to really figure out what you want to do. There's a lot
Yeah,
you
like
could
I'm
do.
trying to save my rubies for events. Like what was it? Scavenge market. What else is there? Driving forces is coming back. Obviously, knife challenge. I need those frags.
Okay, so
100 gems though? You're gonna make a argument for 100 gems right now?
Well, if I'm really low on rubies, I might just skip the day. But if I'm high on rubies, I'll give it.
Yeah.
like this is donations. This is 600, like, was it points, right, per donation?
Yeah.
So that's this times this is like 1 day. This is 40 donations per day. This is the point value. And this is per week. So you only need, so it's like 16,800, wait, 168,000.
And that could be a
So if,
combination, right? Like you maybe you only do
Yeah, like-
10 clicks at 5 gems. Yeah, I see.
like this is midweek, 3 days, we still got another 3 and a bit days, and people were, I feel like if you hit like maybe 150k gems, maybe like this, it's really achievable if you just log in and click your free donations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like if you purely don't even, because I'm not accounting for these 40 donations, I'm not even accounting if you were to like spend 50 rubies as an example, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like even if it's 100k donations minimum, that should be like massively achievable for everyone.
Oh yeah, it is.
week.
Like you log at least twice per day, and you can donate like a lot. If you just log on twice a day, No, it's more than enough
Because what
for
we're
the
trying to
donation.
do is we're just trying to raise a baseline. That's all we're trying to do.
Hmm. Well, if we
Even if
do something for like rallies, donations, clan help, at least more than 0,
It's a
like
massive.
the bare minimum.
It's a
The bare
massive
minimum.
amount of donations if the bar
it
was
should
at
be
100K.
Oh my god, I can't believe that this can even be 0.
Well, if you look, just 94. What's their name? Yeah, so Secret Agent comes online to help build. Got 19 helps.
I think you log in the game and it has 19 helps like idle just sitting there based on.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
if you at least log in, like, you should at least get 1. Like, I can't
Yeah.
believe that within a 7-day period that you cannot get 1 help. But this should not be 0.
Yeah. Well, this, I think he's offline since like 4 days. Yeah, like a week.
Longer, almost a
It's
week
been a week.
now. I don't know if anyone heard from him or he said anything or he just disappeared. He was pretty
No,
active.
all I've known is registered for RZT last week. Both days. I didn't log in. Like it's been like 2 days for Saturday since last login. So I just put him straight up into a sub. But yeah, maybe having a talk with the people at the bottom to know like what's going on.
I mean,
Yeah, we just have to do it on a one-to-one basis. It's be like, look, we're
Mhm.
trying to increase our clan activity at this moment in time. We're trying to obviously try, because we know that we have some weaknesses and there's always like room for improvement and growth.
Yeah.
So we just have to explain to them why it's important, why we're trying to get towards that direction, and whether or not their personal circumstances are preventing them from doing so.
Mhm. And for clan merit rankings, I'm really not happy with our current results.
I'm pretty
You
sure a lot
know,
of people are in that same situation.
like everyone has 0. Not proud. Not proud. People are not active. The whole clan is not active. Right. But on a more serious note, like I think having the bare minimum for help, rally, donations would be the best thing. Like I know for constructions, it's not always possible because you log in and it's already over.
Yeah,
But
we can eliminate that. We can just start with a few leaderboards and just go from there.
mhm.
Just keep it small
yeah.
Yeah, I
and work
think
our way
clan
up,
help,
right?
rally,
I
donations would
think
be the
if you're
best one to start.
yeah, if you're doing donations at a minimum just to get that bar up, I mean, if you're donating, you could
Mhm.
probably click help.
Yeah. Like it's gonna be really rare that there's no help button.
It's
Because
very
now
rare. Yeah.
building takes days to build. Congrats, Sully.
Yeah, I have literally teenager Carl left to unlock. That is it.
You'll get him.
But yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but yeah. If I just check my buildings, everybody, like, I got the maximum amount of help that I could get. So I can't receive help anymore, but there's so many buildings that need help that I don't see why someone would be at 0. 1 should be the bare minimum, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think we can agree.
Mhm.
So we're pretty much talking about clan activity as a whole, really.
Yeah.
What are people's thoughts on the double parking situation? I don't want to enforce it like hard and punish. I just want to educate more than anything else.
It seems it's gotten better just in the last like week or so with how we are looking in formation. It's not terrible. Like I do think I've seen an improvement, and it's something we'll have to stay on
The
top of and
only
continue to educate.
double parking that I see currently is like
This bit here.
Marta down. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
only double parking that I see. Other than that, look at how much it's really organized.
Yeah, it's really good. Actually, Martha left. Martha actually moved, it looked like. Oh, we're looking at that one. This one here.
No, I was looking at the one above.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
like this one here.
what was
Like
funny,
Marta
right?
is
I
just
asked-
above Captain.
Where is it? Yeah, so what was funny is this is what happened, right? I saw Aoyura move here, and I tried to message her to move to one spot. And then Raffaello moved here. And then fucking moved here. And then
Yeah.
Kale moved here. And I was like, ah, shit. And I was like, Aura, could you move up? And then before I could have this conversation, Captain Dammit blocked her. So, like, everything I tried to work towards just got blocked by Captain Dammit.
And now Captain Dammit is blocked by Marta.
Yeah. But the only other way is for Kale to move downwards and go the other way around. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth going for it now. We can just do it based on the
Nah.
next one. What's interesting is when these outposts are connected side by side, then you can no longer have the 5 outposts. We see how it doesn't allow for that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably the only exception that it doesn't happen. So here you can see that I could probably only go to the right side of Hayden, and there won't be another one on the corner because this is it.
Yeah, this will get blocked.
Yeah, that will be
But
the
the
line.
one after that, you know, the
Yeah,
next
back to normal.
outpost on the right, it's gonna
Yeah.
be 5.
Yeah, but this one, this is where Lax Grey is in the wrong place. He should have been here on the left. Or down here.
Yeah.
The clan leader
well,
should have an option to dig up resource tiles on outpost territory.
Is that a camp?
That's a camp.
Oh. you see why he's parked there. It's the next camp.
Oh yeah, but he's parked wrong.
Yeah.
That's really
So
down.
you could maybe tell him
I just get
to
Nels
just
to issue a
move
parking ticket. He likes being the traffic warden.
Well, KK could be the parking master.
I mean, anyone can be a parking attendant. I don't mind. The more the merrier. I mean, it's. We don't want to hard kind of like commit to it. We just want to educate him, like help him
Mhm.
understand why it's important. Because right now we can only really get like 4 people here, when you could have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, that's 2 people missing. Like,
Yeah.
around. And you know that would have given more people a chance to compete, you know, as opposed to just having like 4 people just go top left up and down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is starting to look amazing. But the funny thing is, it only takes 1 person.
Yeah, it's always just one person.
Yeah, and that's why those one-on-one conversations are super important. You know, we just have to realize when we're in the wrong place, but it's hard to know if you don't know. So just keep educating, do our best, be kind, move forward.
So yeah, me, I have nothing else to say, I believe.
I'm good as well. Anybody else?
If I just go around, yeah, I have nothing else to say.
Just so that like it might be obvious, but or not. Like there aren't any like internal conflicts within clan members, are there? Because I've obviously had to deal with Baby Shark and stuff, and that's been dealt with now. I'm just curious whether or not if anyone's aware of any other, I don't know, internal conflicts that are happening that we're not aware of. And there are.
Not
I don't
to
feel
my
like there
knowledge.
is. But just in case, it's just good to bring a little bit of self-awareness. I think there was actually one discussion that was. What do you think? Do you think we should now, at this point, only allow for people to set a minimum of 22 rallies? Like, are we at that stage where we do that, or we don't do that, and just let people just run rallies?
Well, the only exception that I would see is abandon, because sometimes people might have tickets of lower level still inside of their inventory. But we should try to push for 22s.
I mean, 22
Like-
22 rallies isn't a lot, and like the main thing is if you just reach out to anybody in leadership and say, hey, I can't do it because of this, and then that's fine. That's what we're looking for.
Mhm.
But it's the non-communication, kind of thing, and that's why we need to set that minimum so that we can start creating that sort of reach out. We need people to reach out. Like, why can't you get 22 rallies? Oh, you got something going on? That's fine. Thanks for letting us know. Now we know. But will that be a thing that you do 4 weeks in a row? I don't know. If you're going to run less than 80 rallies an entire month of playing, that is kind of a problem.
Also, like rallies. F1, F2. My F1 and F2 can carry 22s. My F3 is not able to do one wave, so I'll just send my F2 and my F3 and F4 to people who can carry rallies. Like, this is pretty much the best thing to do. Like, if your formation can't make it, join someone else. Like, play smart. Send your weakest formation to the people who can actually carry the whole thing.
Yeah, and that's part of that team synergy, understanding who can do that, who can't, and who needs a little bit of help, where your F1 could help beat, another rally. And I think as we play
Something
more
else.
together, that's kind of natural.
Yeah, something else that I do, like, I might just look at the formation that someone is using, like the first formation. I see that it's like, oh, like I think he might not make it, so I'll send a stronger formation. Like, if it's all 22s that he's doing, with F1, F2, F3, F4, I'll look, okay, so this is F1, I'll send my F4. This is his F2, I'll send my F3. This is his F3, I'll send my F2. This is his F4, I'll send my F1.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not sending like F1, F2, F3, F4 in whatever order it was.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I might start rallies with my weakest formation, so people send their strongest formation. Because something that people do sometimes is just, yeah, F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, and all the strongest formation are all in the same rally.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's a game
when
sense
people
thing.
are,
Like,
yeah, like it's just me like tricking people up with sending their formations on my weaker rally formation, so we can just win.
People need to be a bit more selective about how they join rallies, right?
Hunter, I already do it backwards.
Well, it's good if you already do it like that.
all right. So, do we want to agree to a standard here, though, like 100K donations, 22 rallies,
We could use it as a guideline.
a guideline? So we could say
Because-
as not an
Yeah.
expectation, but we would like to see everybody kind of raise the bar to these numbers if possible.
Yes.
It's just like a
Um,
social awareness thing, really. It's just to be like, look, we are looking at activity, and we want to try and understand, like, obviously the clan's capacity, and in order to do so, we have to look at leaderboards and see, we need to measure it. We need metrics in order to measure that, right?
mhm.
Because the last thing I want to do is make it too serious, and then people start getting a bit like it's too much.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's
So
it
it's
for
just
me.
trying- Yeah.
I do need to close up this recording.
Yeah. So basically, let's do a quick roundup. So basically, we've already decided how to do weekly rewards. It's going to be top 40. We kind of established our mid-season kind of like building route and how we're going to allocate buildings and stuff like that. RZT's been dealt with. Obviously, we spoke about Tales of Survival, how we may rotate between prison and hospital. When technology has been advocated for, we're going to continue doing build and research until we max that out, and then we head over back to battles. We also discussed trying to set a minimum regarding activity based on leaderboards, and we're going to set an announcement and kind of like try to educate people. And we mentioned about double parking and things, and just general healthcare of the clan as a whole. And I think that wraps up most things.
Yep.
So it's a bit longer than usual. Also want to say that we may just hold meetings on a weekly basis. Maybe we could do every Thursday. We don't need to necessarily do twice a week like the end of the season, because I don't
Well,
feel like
that's fine by me.
yeah. So if anyone obviously wants to do another one like on a Sunday or whatever, end of the week reset, then let us know. But for the time being, I think just once a week, every Thursday around this time, should be sufficient
Mhm.
until further notice, really.
Sounds good.
So yeah, I think you can wrap it up, Proven. And I think thank you very much for everyone for joining. And
Yeah, thank
sorry
you
it
guys
took
all very
longer
much
than
for tuning
usual.
in and hanging out with us. And keep it going. And the record.